Hi, this is Shonda, and welcome to Dink Life. Today I am drinking the classiest of all beverages, boxed wine. Yes, that's right. But that's okay, I actually really dig it, and it's just a chillable red from Fron. This past weekend I went solo on a trip out to Denver to surprise my niece for her 30th birthday. It was a really quick trip. I was only there for about a day and a half. I flew out on Frontier, which I've been hearing a lot of terrible things about lately as far as delays and canceled flights and things of that nature. But honestly, I didn't have many issues. There was a bit of a delay on the flight out. I was supposed to leave at 9 o'clock at night. The flight ended up leaving at 10. Not too bad, all things considered, since usually by the end of the day, flights have been delayed, canceled, they're late, whatever, and you're getting the tail end of somebody else's flight. So I was pretty happy with that. Good Friday was my first full day in Denver. We all woke up and we went to a place called Meow, which, if you've not heard of this, it is a really cool, funky art installation. It's hands-on. You can touch things, you can play with things, there's different rooms to walk through, all kinds of things to look at. They also have them in Santa Fe and Las Vegas, so if you're ever in any of those cities, I highly recommend stopping by Meow to check it out. Now, the particular day that we went, the price was $50 for non-residents and $40 for residents. My niece tells me that this is the highest the price will ever get, and the price is flexible depending on when you go. So I would assume if you go on a Monday or Tuesday, middle of the week, non-busy time, it would be a little bit less expensive. However, having said that, it was totally worth the price of admission. We spent a couple of hours in there just looking around, enjoying things. Got a few videos here to share with you. And I will say that if we had really stopped to look at every single thing, we probably could have spent 4 or 5 hours in that place. It was that well done. So again, Meow. The one in Denver is called Convergence Continuum, and I highly recommend going if you're out that way. So after Meow, we went and stopped for some lunch at a place called Briar Common Brewery. The food was fantastic. I had a black bean burger with fries, and we also ordered some buffalo cauliflower to share for the table. Delicious. The beer I had was called Sour Soul, and it was a sour beer, but at the back end it had a kick of habanero, so it was a little bit spicy too. Absolutely delicious. Again, if you're out in the Denver area, I highly recommend stopping by this brewery and checking it out. Beer was fantastic. After that, we traveled to Boulder. Boulder is only about a 30-minute drive from Denver, which I did not know before this, so learn something new every day. Boulder is where you get good views of the mountains, so they wanted to take me out there, as I've never been to Denver before, or Boulder, Colorado for that matter. I've stopped at the airport, but I've never actually left the airport and seen anything. So we drove over to Boulder that evening, and we stopped at a place called Pearl Street. It's kind of a shopping street. They close it off to traffic. It's just foot traffic, and you can just kind of wander around. There's a lot of eclectic stores there. It's got a great vibe, and you can see some really good views of the mountains just from Pearl Street itself. We walked around for about an hour, had some bubble tea, and just wandered in and out of the stores and admired the views of the mountains for a while. So that was pretty much my Friday, my only full day in Denver. Saturday morning, we got up, drove back into the city, and I had my very first experience with a gluten-free vegan/vegetarian breakfast. The place we ate was called Just Be. It was fantastic. I had their version of sausage, gravy, and biscuits. The biscuit was gluten-free. The sausage was, I would assume, some sort of impossible meat or, vegetable-based, plant-based meat. And the only thing that made mine vegetarian rather than vegan was I chose to have an egg on top. Honestly though, if you hadn't told me that I was eating at a vegan restaurant, I would have never known the difference. It was absolutely delicious. A little bit pricey, I will say. For the 3 of us, the bill was around $98. We each had a meal. We had some cappuccinos. So it's a little pricier. If you're looking for something cheap, I don't necessarily recommend going there. However, I will say it was absolutely delicious and for my money, worth every penny. After we had breakfast, we headed into the Rino District, which is sort of an arts and shopping district in downtown Denver. There are painted murals everywhere. It's absolutely beautiful, and it is smack dab downtown. We drove right past the baseball stadium, so there's some really good views of some landmarks there as well. I had a wonderful day just browsing. I picked up a few things. There are a lot of breweries on that strip too, so if that's something you're interested, there are definitely tons of places to stop. The only reason I didn't was because my flight out was at 3 o'clock that afternoon and I had to get to the airport. However, I will say if you're looking for a quick weekend getaway, Denver is the place to be, and I hope to definitely be headed back there someday. So just remember, whatever you decide to do, just get out there and do it.